Greetings again and welcome to the United Hotspot. Now, there is a major cost cutting that is about to take place at Manchester United. We've been talking about how Sir Jim Ratcliffe is so determined to put things right at Manchester United. Now, the first thing he has got to do is to ensure that the books balance. Now, the Daily Mail has reported an exclusive one, and here it is. I'll read it for you in part before I respond to it. That Sir Jim Ratcliffe has appointed corporate restructuring firm Interpath Advisory to undertake a major cost-cutting exercise at Manchester United as the club battle to comply with profit and sustainability rules, PSR rules. That is, this review by Interpath, who are an offshoot of accountancy KPMG, began earlier this month with the consultants working with the club to analyze all areas of United's business in an attempt to maximize the resources made available for football. Remember, Ineos is in charge of football and there are resources that have been made available for football. So they want to maximize them. Now, here it goes on to say that the financial results for the second quarter for Man United, that is of 2023-2024, released on Tuesday, showed that staff costs had risen to £95.1 million over the period compared to £77.3 million last season, an outlay which Ratcliffe believes is holding Eric Ten Hag's side. He's holding them back. That is now. Remember, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, of course, it goes on and on and on. And of course, they will start with dealing with everything else, then they get proper into the people around the football, including players. So that's the cost cutting we've been talking about. And of course, that's why they had a long time ago to start going into talks with these players, analyze their contracts first, then go into talks with their representatives. So it's a serious job going on at Manchester United as Sir Jim looks to put things right. Now, it is believed that there are so many employees at Manchester United. I saw this for myself, guys. When I went to Old Trafford, I saw lots of people who I thought were probably not needed. If you compare, United has about 1,111 employees currently, compared to clubs like Arsenal, who have 700, clubs like Man City, who have about 750, Liverpool, who has just over 700. And whereas Man United is a bigger club than all others, even in their own admission, there is, I think, a little too many employees that can be done without. So Sir Jim is saying that the money spent on all these employees, just reduce it and let's put it back into investing in the right facilities, so that we improve the football, because he's in charge of the football. So whatever he does is going to reduce the digital money spent on digital stuff, which I think for me, they don't do a lot of work. I believe they can do better with their digital. Then the money spent on marketing of the club and all that, they want to reduce and focus on things that impact the football, because that is where the issues are, and that's his mandate as Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So that's exactly what. So it means that, and it is sad to say that in this period when I think the UK is almost going into a recession, there is a risk of about losing about 20 or 25% of the staff losing their jobs. So that's about a quarter of the employees will lose their jobs. But there's got to be a sacrifice if they're going to put things right. And that's those are the big, tough decisions that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is expected to make. Now, the good thing is that this sacrifice is not going to only affect sections of staff. It is going to be with all employees, including the footballers, who are the the topmost earners. So talk of players like Anthony Martial, who is earning 250,000 quid, and we know for a fact that he will not have his contract, his stay triggered, or his contract extension triggered. He will leave in the summer. Players like Christian Eriksen, he has admitted himself it's done. Casemiro could be sold. Varane may not stay. Players like Jadon Sancho, who is earning £300,000 per week, could leave. Players like Mason Mount have got to show value for money. So every player has got to show value for their money, because with this cost cutting, it's them that have got to suffer most, because they earn the most anyway. So those are the things that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is trying to implement at the club now. And you might think it's a small thing, because we as the supporters only want to focus on the football. But the reality is, whatever happens around the football is going to impact on the performance on the pitch. Think about it. Cristiano Ronaldo made it clear that the gym, for example, was lacking in facilities. Now, how about they save an extra £1 million and invest that in state-of-the-art facilities, technology? Cristiano Ronaldo was saying that Juventus and Real Madrid have up to standard state-of-the-art technology to help the players. Man United is lagging behind. How about that? Save a pound here, invest in technology. That's part of what they're doing with their marginal gains approach. This is now managing business. I feel like Sir Jim Ratcliffe might want to give us a master class of how you manage a business and resources, put together resources and manage them properly to get results for you in a business, because that's exactly that has been lacking at Manchester United. There was no balance. No, now it turns out that John Mata could stay, because I mean, part as we do all this, certainly you need people who have been around for a bit to try and help the new ones around, and that's why it is said that John Mata is likely to stay, but in a new role. His role has been dissolved, but he will keep around to support the team. That's why he's one of the guys we saw him and Mata Greaves, the director of negotiations, going to meet Deco as they were talking whatever they were talking about with these Barcelona chiefs. So John Mata will be a key pillar in this process because he has been there as CEO and he certainly knows where they have been wasting the money. So it will be easier and quicker. Unlike if they just offload him and Omar Berad and Kokam, and of course this Interpath advisory firm comes in, and they are figuring out things on their own. They will need a CEO who has been there to support them, of course, in a different capacity, but he knows where they have been wasting the money. So these are the things that Ineos is doing to put things right. But players like Anthony, and I think it's now admitted Eric Ten Hag as well gave up on Anthony. He's earning over £200,000 per week, and even in his own admission, he hasn't done enough. He knows it, so he would not, fault anyone for failing to warrant a stay, because Eric Ten Hag has given him the opportunities. So it's going to be a whole proper surgery, like Ralph Ragnick put it. A heart surgery is about to happen at Manchester United. A complete full heart surgery is about to happen at Manchester United, and Ineos is at the helm of it. This is the work that has been missing at Man United, and we are waiting and we are eager to see the results. So for the staff, it's painful, but things are changing. I love how everything is working. Already there was constituted a task force to deal with the redevelopment of the stadium, with Gary Neville, chaired by Lord Sebastian Coe, the IAAF president, and of course the couple of chiefs from Manchester and what have you. Then already they are now getting an independent firm to come and trim and cut costs at the club. Already they are putting together a structure to support the manager with Dan Ashworth and Omar Berada and the likes. So you see that Ineos, and this is why he gave himself 3 years, that after 3 years we can start demanding for results. So clearly he doesn't want to waste a lot of time, because the idea for Sir Jim Ratcliffe is get this club up and running in terms of the football as early as yesterday. And it seems to him, with his experience, the road isn't that deep. He just knows what has got to be done to put things right. What Sir Jim and Ineos' team is known for at the other clubs they run, Niche and the likes, and of course these are small entities. They're not as big as Manchester United, but in terms of the ratio, it is said that they run football operations on very minimal teams, and that's what he does. Don't have so many people doing absolutely nothing. Have a few people, empower them, but let them know what to do. Cut the bureaucracy, because if you have so many people, you're encouraging bureaucracy. That's a problem. You don't get results if things are too bureaucratic. There are so many levels and stages to go through. Get people you trust, empower them, and cut the bureaucracy, show them the direction, and trust that they will deliver. That's exactly what Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are doing. I was seeing, they were sending us members of the club, surveys. They're trying to ask us how can they improve the membership of the club, questionnaires and stuff. I don't think this has been done before. I've not seen it before, to be honest. If I missed it, maybe, but I haven't seen it. So you see that they have a proper plan to put things right at Manchester United, and that's exactly what we love to see. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. Welcome aboard, Sir Jim. We see the work. Let's wait for the results.